Mom sees newborn's face and refuses to take him home. 44 years later, he looks incredibly different. In an era where people are stuck in a race of comparison, where people make judgments about people based on the way that they look, everyone is wounded by insecurities and certain issues. People are always chasing beautiful features and perfect bodies. The stigma has affected the human race so severely that a person who does not live up to the standards of societal beauty, he or she is demeaned and treated less fairly. In a society of such toxic norms, a man like Robert Hodge emerged bravely like a truly beautiful person. However, he could not have done so without having gone through the terribly tough times in his childhood. Robert Hodge was born into an Australian family, and with his 4 siblings before him, he especially felt like the odd one out. Unlike his siblings, Robert had some physical deformities that made him look different from his other siblings. Due to his deformities, Robert was not welcomed by the family with a smile, but his whole family was quite saddened by the situation and did not exactly react in a sweet and nice way, as they could not hide their feelings about the unusual baby. His brothers and sisters were quite confused as well. One of them exclaimed upon seeing her newborn brother, "Ugly," while his mother was morbidly disturbed as well. His condition was so perilous that even his own mother could not bring herself to accept her baby. However, things took a different turn. Due to a severely huge tumor on his face, Robert suffered from an apparent facial deformity that changed the way he looked. Moreover, his legs were also impaired, due to which his legs had to be removed and replaced with artificial ones. The errors in Robert's body were morbidly severe, however they never stood in his way, and Robert decided to live his life despite every obstacle he faced. Robert faced a lot of judgment and criticism from birth. After he was born, it took a total of 7 days for his mother to accept her own child. His whole family, including his aunt, were very worried, and they did everything they could to make him look normal. But his case was quite severe, and making him look normal was impossible. Despite the fact that his own mother was so disgusted and hurt by her son's deformity, she began to accept him and his condition with the support of her family. Things took a different turn after that, and Robert managed to pull through the struggle and follow his ambition. Robert explained how many barriers he had to overcome as a child. He was always judged for his appearance, not only by the people in his surroundings, but the people on the streets would give him looks and throw questions at him about his deformities as well. Even as a child, Robert was discriminated against by his fellow students due to his appearance. He was never picked as the first, but the second last in sports teams, as, although everyone was told to respect his condition, nobody actually wanted him to be on their team, which is why he always felt left out. Moreover, people always pitied Robert, and it always came hard for them to accept him as a person. And the first thing they would ever notice about Robert would be the large contortion on his face. There were too many difficulties in Robert's life, but he grew to understand and started to see things from a different perspective. As time passed, Robert stopped feeling sorry for himself and decided to do something about it, and his decision to do so turned out amazing. Robert accepted his deformity, and after that, nothing seemed to bring him down. He published his own book called Ugly, in which he described how not everyone has similar appearances, and it is absolutely okay to look different, as it should not be the utmost definition of our true self. In a world where people are becoming more and more obsessed with societal norms, Robert Hodge stands as a great inspiration for everyone.